Reapers Underground. We hope you survive.
Yes, it is Friday. Y'all demons and addicts out there have made it to the end of the week. And you're probably thinking, what the fuck is Reaper doing on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? Well, there's a reason for that. Because it is Halloween Havoc Season 2 on Reapers Underground. And some of my guests aren't necessarily from this country because I'm always bringing you the best in underground art, music, and entertainment. And with me today, we haven't seen her in a year, and we're going to be catching up on the band Erzsèbet from Spain and what they've been up to for this past year. Fantastic symphonic black metal band, and there's a lot of new demons out there that are tuning in for the first time. So they're going to be just getting to know about you and the band and everything that y'all been doing. So that's what we're going to be diving into. And then, of course, all things horror, as always. And before we get into this madness, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brother over at Horror Struck Hot Sauce. Hotter than hell. That's right. Y'all know what to do. I tell you every goddamn week. Get y'all's asses over to horrorstruckhotsauce.com. Check out all the new flavors if you have the passion for horror and the lust for a good hot sauce. Pick yourself some up, and don't forget to try that new Creature Feature beef jerky. I know y'all love it. All right. So we are, that's unfortunately what I was thinking. So if you're trying to see from Facebook, sorry, looks like they decided to screw with me today. So it is currently live on YouTube only, but I will upload this later this afternoon. All right. Sorry about that, all my viewers out there. But again, people aren't used to me being on this early. So it's been a year, and I know that you guys were talking about getting onto some festivals and stuff. So what's this past year been like for you?
Well, it has been quite good. But as always, we say it can be maybe better, you know. It's always
I think
can
that's
be better.
across the board.
Well, no, it's not like something that we have like it's our mentality. You know, you always can make things better or try to improve it. But yeah, I wasn't aware of it was just 1 year since the last time we talked.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a new festival in another country, because so far we only had the opportunity to play in Portugal, where they love it's weird to say, but they love our music and our project in general. But for us, it was very challenging to conquer another country.
Shit.
And yes, we went to Austria.
Yeah, that's the one I really wanted to hear about.
Yeah.
That had to be an experience. Now, in my experience, especially my 30 years in metal, Portugal has always been a huge epicenter for metal. They
Yeah.
love every bit of it. It doesn't matter what country you come from. But Austria, wow, that's a big one there.
Yeah.
What was the name of the festival there?
Area 53.
I
Area
love
53.
it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, they didn't find no aliens there, now did they? Oh no, that's
No,
Area 51.
it,
My
it
bad.
doesn't sound like a metal festival, but indeed is. So and yeah, we were very lucky to play there because it was, the first time we went
Mhm.
to another European country,
Yes.
and especially because in Austria and some of the promoters of that festival are Napalm Records. Napalm Records, the label that nowadays more or less is one of the biggest labels of metal here in Europe.
Yes.
And that's why we were very focused on doing or did our best because there were, among the crowd, you never know who is going to
Sure. They
watch
got
to
scouts
see
out
you.
there.
Exactly. And wow, I cannot say anything bad about this festival because everything, the organization, the promoters, all the people, the staff around there, they were marvelous. And they treat us like if we were stars, although we are
Amazing.
not. Yeah. So I think and I consider that we are very grateful when we we see that it doesn't matter if you're a big band or you are just a newcomer band, but when you see that the way you are treated is the same, it's very, it comforts you, somehow it comforts you because you see that there's no difference and it's very well balanced. So
Ah,
yes.
absolutely. Was
Mm.
there any standout bands that were playing with you on that particular show
Yeah, the
that you
same day.
particularly were excited about?
Well, the lineup from Saturday, because we play on Saturday,
Hmm.
play the Saxon,
Oh
but
shit!
they
Yeah.
had to cancel. They
Oh
had to
no!
cancel, yeah, because of the. I think that the because of illness or something like
Oh,
that, of
gotcha.
healthy problems of the singer. Yeah,
Mm. They're a
and they
little
had to.
older.
Yeah, yes, it's a bit older.
Yeah.
That's, the things that from age, the natural. But no, he's alive right now.
Oh well, thank
And
goodness. We'll see you soon, Saxon.
but they
Ethereally or physically, we will
they
see you
re-
at some point.
they are going to reschedule for next year.
Hmm.
And so but then what they were Unleash the Archers,
Oh,
the
okay.
Canadian, yes, the Canadian band. And then, yes, the ones, because I'm very bad to remember the names. The ones they are from Germany and they play. I don't remember the name.
You know,
Well,
I believe I know exactly which one you're talking about too,
that
because
they cover the heads.
yeah.
Ah,
As a matter of fact, on Tracks of the Damned, which is our heavy metal podcast that's on the network, I
I
did an
don't.
expose on them because I got hip to them and was instantly blown the fuck away. That is Cannon Faber.
Exactly, Cannon
Yeah,
Fever.
that's
Yes,
one of the
yes,
questions I
yes.
was going to ask you about. But
Yeah.
yeah, fucking
So they
hell, that
played the
band.
same day. Yeah,
Woo!
yeah. And they were like the highlights for the day, for that
Oh yeah,
Saturday.
sure.
But yes, it was not a super big festival,
Hmm.
but it's not local festival.
Right.
It's good enough to play and to mix with big bands, and it's very reachable to, because there's just one stage, and you have the honor to play at the same stage like the big bands are playing, which is quite nice to experience.
Well, and they really like extreme metal of all, different forms,
Yeah.
especially in that country. So
Yeah.
what a nice mixture, because Cannon Faber's not exactly black metal, but they have black metal elements. There's a lot of blast beating there. Honestly, I know I'll probably get raked over the coals for saying it. I think that they are better than Rammstein in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but well, it depends, because Rammstein, they have a very, like contagious riffs.
Yeah, that's true. Very danceable.
Exactly. Yes, and more maybe the electronics as well. It's it's good to beat it.
I mean, if that's the vibe you want, but when it comes to like a metal show,
Yeah.
I mean, they over the years they kind of lost their heaviness a little and became a little bit more commercial.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes when bands have success like that, they kind of, slow down. I think Behemoth would be the only band that I would say that really didn't hurt them
From
because
the roots.
Yeah, they kept their roots. And Rammstein kind of didn't. It just got more poppy. Still a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Rammstein, I'll always be a fan. But something special about Cannon Faber. I like them. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly out there in the Black Flame universe. But they dress in all World War I German gear.
Exactly. And they perform with, with the sound of the with the bombs or things like that. And yes, they are very theatrical as well, I think.
Yep.
Although they don't play a role or things like that, but they are very I was impressed, because it was my first time, because I could see them. And yes, it was one of them, for me, one of the most remarkable performances from that day, apart of us.
Exactly. Got to keep that in mind. By the way, scratch that one comment I said earlier, because I just looked again and Facebook is now showing it. So we are currently live on both of the Facebooks. So that means I don't have extra work to do. Yay. But
technology is,
oh my goodness, it's a rat race when it comes to technology. Especially Facebook not liking third-party software and all that stuff. So sometimes they screw with me. This time I got lucky. Woo-woo. All right. So did you guys play during the day or did you play in the evening time?
At midday.
Midday?
Yeah,
okay.
and we were very lucky, by the way. I'm little by little I'm remembering, because
you're like trying to put that out of your mind.
No, on the contrary, but now it seems like it was very far, and
sure.
And for me,
you can get as high as you want there. That's fucking Austria. They got marijuana bars, But
it was like, no, but I mean, in time, no. The fact of, because we played the 12th, the 12th on July.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and then, you have to face the hot weather here was.
I was wondering about
unbearable, and yes, during the month of August, it was like, I want to tour. Yes, obviously you have your own holidays and you can go abroad anyway as as a traveler. But I prefer and I enjoy, and it's something that I came to that conclusion that I love touring with my bandmates. I enjoy a lot. I had a blast every time. obviously sometimes we have some arguments.
I was gonna say it's like a family.
Yes, it's like a
And
family.
you're gonna
So
struggle when you're, in a small cardboard box van,
yeah,
hitting the road together, and somebody's gonna get on somebody's nerves. That's just the way it is.
exactly. Always, always. But it's like sooner or later we reach an agreement, or we can handle, or we can work things out. And now, then it was during my August holidays. I miss them so much, and even now, when
Oh
I
yeah,
go,
especially being back to work and all that stuff. So
yeah, when you have to go back, let's see, to go back to your formal work, and every time I have to confess that every time that I'm on the road and I see a van, like a Mercedes van,
mhm.
it's like a totem thing, like I miss touring with the van or with my bandmates, yes, because we
Why can't
enjoyed
I
a
just
lot.
go sing for an hour or two? I understand that completely. That's how I feel. I just shot my first scenes for an upcoming film that I'm co-starring in, and we got through the weekend. And come Monday morning, I was like, "Fuck! I gotta go home. I gotta go back to work. This is no good." It's like you get that high feeling of doing something that you're passionate about, truly love.
Exactly.
And it's not
Yeah.
that we don't necessarily like our jobs. It's just we would much rather be doing what makes us most happy.
Hmm,
So, yeah,
hmm.
I get that.
Definitely.
Now,
Definitely.
do you find a challenge of kind of getting across what you're trying to portray on stage when you're playing in the daylight?
Not really.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
really, because it has more to do with the fact of being in disguise, with my corpse paint and with my contact lens and everything, rather than to be or to perform at broad daylight or
This
at
is like my
night.
favorite photo. I absolutely love it. It's so good. Well, that's
Yeah.
good though, because bands like I would even say Cradle of Filth would be, seem like the atmosphere doesn't come across as easy if you're
Yeah.
playing out in the daytime versus, a dark club or it's at night.
No, you're right, and I think that every time that we had the opportunity to play at night with lights and all, obviously it's a plus, it's an extra, but we have to perform, or our mindset says that you have to perform. It doesn't matter if it's a day, or I mean daylight, or if
Hmm.
even if we have just maybe two rows of people, or even if we have two people in front of, it doesn't matter. We have to make the most of the time that we are on
Oh,
at the
definitely.
stage, and mm, it's not a question of, for us, obviously the
Mhm.
lights can help and everything, the atmosphere to create the, more scary
Yeah,
ambience, but for me it doesn't matter. I feel the same energy, yeah.
nice.
Hmm.
Hell yeah. That's the mark of a true artist. It doesn't matter, what time of day. And I've heard, bands that do have, like I don't know what you call it, a gimmick
Yeah.
is what a lot of people call it. And they
Hmm.
get pissed off if they have to try to do it during the day because they feel like the point doesn't get across. But the true artist brings it every single time. King Diamond himself, the king, can do it during the day.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's awesome to hear. Now, judging by the size of that stage, what was that like? That thing is huge. You guys had so much room. I'm used to, like, people running into each other on stages, And I bet the sound system was unbelievable. Can you describe a little bit of that for us?
Yeah, we were shocked, and because it was the first time we had just one technician, just for, I mean, a lot of technicians, sound technicians, but
Sure.
there was just once specifically just for the drums. And I
Oh,
remember, and I
I
remember
bet he
that.
was feeling like he was in paradise.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I feel like a big star because I have just a sound technician just for me, you know, and checking everything just for me, and just get things ready just for me." So yeah, he was very glad,
Mhm.
and the rest of the members as well. We were very glad.
Nice.
As I told you before, all the staff from that festival. Uh, was, you know, very generous, very
Sounds like top
kind with
notch as
us,
hell.
you know.
Hmm.
Sorry.
Top notch as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Totally
top notch.
professional.
Yeah, super professional, super
You won't
professional.
get that over here.
And it was the first time. It was the first time that we had like 5 or 6 men, strong men, you know, Austrian men,
Bunch of
taller,
Arnold Schwarzeneggers running around.
just for us to set the things, or things
Uh-huh.
from the attrezzo and all the stuff that we usually bring in our shows, just to put the things on stage and to collect them after the show. And we were,
Nice.
wow, it's the first time we have nothing to do, you know. We
Exactly.
don't have to
Usually
do
you guys
anything.
are schlepping, equipment onto the stage.
Yeah,
Here you have everyone kind of doing it for you, and it's just like, ooh, all I have to do is concentrate on playing. Fuck yeah.
exactly, and that's it.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. So yeah, the treatment was
Nice.
brilliant. Was
Very
super
cool.
brilliant. And even I have to say that even the, you know, the catering um, was shared, and it was a 24 hours catering. So for us, it was the first time we could have a good and hot meal.
Oh,
Um,
okay. That's good.
after the show, because we play at midday, and obviously we were not ready to have anything for lunch before, you know, because
Oh, for
especially
sure.
me, because I'm not in that position when you are stuffed, you know, after having a meal. But later on, and yeah, you could have even your, I don't know, there was a very a wide menu to choose,
Wow.
and yeah, it was
Holy
super.
shit.
Yes, for
It's
us it
like the
was like,
Taj
wow.
Mahal of metal shows. My
Yes, it
goodness.
was
Well, I mean, and I'm sure that you're probably seeing an uptick because I'm assuming that the crowd definitely took to the band. How did you see, how they reacted to you guys?
wow. Well, it was chilling, you know, something. Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. No,
See?
yes, it was crazy, super crazy, and it was insane for me. I remember that the reaction, because it was our first time, nobody knew anything about us, so we
Yeah.
were like expecting, you know, but not too much, with not too many expectations, just in case, you know.
That's, and that's what every band, honestly, any performer of any type should be like.
Yeah,
Because then that's when ego kind of comes into play, and you guys clearly don't have that,
no.
which is great. And that's what keeps you humble, because you just
Yeah,
don't know what to expect until you're right there in the middle of it. And then you get to feed off of the energy together.
yeah. And it was like, I remember the when we played the second song from the
Mhm.
set list, everybody could, you know, started hanging, headbanging, and, you know, feeling. And yeah, and that was like, oh, because you didn't expect that kind of reaction, especially because you thought that maybe in countries like Austria, Germany, maybe people react more, in a very cold or more, they are more distant. So it
Sure.
was on the contrary. It was on the contrary, they were even more welcoming than here in our country. Sometimes in our
Isn't
country
it?
they react like this and they don't, and
Is it because
it,
they're fucking music snobs or something? Or
well,
maybe they get
kind of,
caught in a certain
kind of.
type of metal, and if you're not it, they're not interested, kind of thing.
No, but they are more reluctant to react positively when you are a newcomer. Here in
Hmm.
Spain is harder to get into, the heart of
I
people
remember you
when you
telling
are.
me that.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. They are more, yes, narrow mandate. I'm so sorry for
You know
telling
what I say? The more
so, but
blasphemous, the better. In my
yes,
opinion.
but honestly, oh well, I have to admit that maybe this is not the best country to play this kind of music.
Which is so
Um,
weird to me. Because,
yeah,
like
but
I said, for a long time, I was very connected to a lot of the Spanish doom metal bands that had a very thriving scene there. And it kind of like made me think that, metal is very much appreciated there. But I didn't realize, if you're a little bit more dynamic, you do something a little bit different. I didn't think that they would be like that. So that's kind of sad to hear.
but even for instance in Portugal,
Hmm.
last time we played in Portugal, it was this July, last
Hmm.
July. It was exactly 1 week before Austria. Okay, we played in Portugal for the fifth time, I think,
Hmm.
and one of the promoters of the festival that we played. In fact, we were very happy because it was the first time we were the headline
Okay.
band, yeah,
Hmm.
from in a festival. It was a small festival, very punk, by the way. But yeah, no, very alternative. I mean, but yes,
Sure,
it
sure.
was quite nice, and the treatment as well. It was fantastic. So one of the organizers from Portugal, um, he told us, "I cannot believe how can you be so unknown in your country." He couldn't believe it because he said, and every time I see, because it's not the first time he sees,
Right.
and he was like, oh, every time that I see your show, it's getting better and better, and
Yeah.
I cannot understand why you have no enough support in your country, because maybe in another country, if you were from maybe United Kingdom, I bet that you were in another stage, And every time we have this kind of feedbacks from people from abroad, especially, yeah. So you can imagine more or less how the scene is here.
Yeah. That's just something that I think that sticks in people's minds. It's like if you're not huge where you come from, how can you be huge anywhere else? Well, shit, Black Sabbath wasn't huge where they came from.
Everywhere. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they literally conquered everywhere
Every,
else. And, and,
hmm.
and then suddenly Birmingham was like, oh, they're the sons of kings.
Yeah, but here in my country, there's like an effect. I don't know if you are into history and things like
Oh,
that, but
very much so.
okay. So here in my
It's like
country,
music, horror, history, all three. Those are my passions.
so now I will give you a small lesson, a short
Mhm.
lesson of
Oh,
history.
please do. Teach on, please.
I don't have my glasses here.
I don't know why Van Halen just ran through my head, but that's okay.
The fact is that in the 50s here in Spain,
Mhm.
there was the dictatorship of Franco. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
So During the 40s, after the Civil War, it was a very close mindset, and
Sure.
they didn't allow to bring things from other countries, to keep the things from the country, the culture and everything, even the language, closed,
Yeah, everything
and
needs to stay there. Sure.
but then little by little they try to open a bit, and it was during the 50s that they had like a grant,
Hmm.
money, money from the United States, from Mr. Marshall. Mr. Marshall was the president, or not, it was not
Yeah.
the president, but it was like the financial minister or something like that.
Yeah.
The
Somebody that was in charge of funds. Sure.
yes,
Like the chief
something like that.
officer.
I don't know the charts that he was um, playing, but
Mhm.
the thing was that for that reason, here in Spain, little by little, they try to be a little bit open-minded, especially with American people,
Mhm.
people from America. And it was a film, a very popular film here in Spain. It's called Welcome, Mr. Marshall. And it's like a parody of this kind of mindset because, yes, it was from
Of course, it's a parody.
a very famous director, film director, who is dead, obviously.
Right.
And it was Berlanga, you know. Well, it was a very, and the fact is, here in Spain, still right now, still nowadays, there is like the mindset of welcome, Mr. Marshall. That means that if if the Spanish people goes abroad
Mhm.
and is successful, or they are successful abroad, and then they come back to Spain,
Yeah.
well, now, yes, we can admit you because you were successful abroad. So,
Somewhere else. Yeah.
yeah,
Isn't that
exactly.
fucked up?
Yeah.
Oh
So
my goodness.
there's still this mindset. Yeah, definitely. And I could give you a lot of examples of this
Mhm.
that's still happening. Yes.
Ah, man. But what you guys are definitely killing it outside of your country. I'll tell you that. Did you guys sell like a lot of merch? Physical copies, CDs, T-shirts. How did that go?
There was another thing that we were super impressed. It was massive, because we were
Mhm.
all the merch there in Austria in that festival was sold out completely,
Wow,
and yeah, sold out. Yes,
that's
we
amazing.
we just we brought back with this tiniest, the small size of girl tees,
Mhm.
because there the girls are bigger, a little bit taller than Spanish size. And obviously
Everyone
they
is swole in Austria. Yes.
they couldn't fit, on that sizes. But it was everything that we, yes, brought back from there. And another thing that I can tell you from that festival, it for me was the best experience ever, was the fact of the meet and greet.
Ah, that's really cool too.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they gave the bands a chance to do that,
yeah.
and people didn't have
And
to pay thousands of dollars to meet you.
no, it was completely free. I mean, it was for free, but for all the bands, which is quite good.
Oh yeah,
And I
because that's a
remember,
great way to connect with fans.
yeah, and I remember that after having something for lunch. Oh, sorry. Um, the the people, well, the organizer of the meet and greet, okay,
Mhm.
he told us, "Oh, are you ready to go on the bench?" Because it was like a bench, and then there was like a big panel that you cannot see. It was like, you know, a wall that you couldn't see the people on the other side. So we were okay. Yes, maybe there will be maybe 3 people, 4 people, you know, like that. And we were very super, you know, relaxed and chill. And I thought that the man who was the organizer, um, when he told me, but we had to ask for more security staff, and I thought he was kidding. You know, he was like pulling my leg or something,
Sure,
because
sure.
yeah, he was very, you know, an amusing guy, and I don't know. Yeah, you know, people who play jokes every time.
Sure.
And I thought, well, yeah, okay, thank you, ha ha ha, he he he. And once we were sit on the bench, and they opened the panel, and all the people, but oh, I, I don't know how to say that. Well, I say my the guitar player.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a zombie because they were don't want to be unrespectful, you know, but it was like
Right,
the
right.
feeling of being seated, you know, like very small thing, and all the people came in with but what a feeling, you know, it
Sure.
was.
Just,
Yeah,
you don't think that people are going to be screaming and shouting and so excited to talk to you guys,
yeah, and it took us more than 1 hour, and it was scheduled just 30 minutes as maximum.
Right,
So
right.
imagine all the long queue, and the fact of calling the security staff, it was real, it was true, because the
Yeah.
people were, yes, the people couldn't,
Got to
you
keep
know,
them contained.
yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to try to hop a fence and go,
No,
give me one
no, no.
kiss, please, just one. you know?
It was super crazy, and you can check it, because after a while, when once, you know, the first motion came,
Yeah.
we had the idea of recording a bit with the mobile, but yes, and after a while we could do it, but at first it was like you couldn't stop signing and couldn't stop greeting and taking pictures, or, you know,
Hmm.
oh, it was, and we felt as if we were the Beatles or something.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say that was probably your Beatle moment.
Yeah,
Uh, because
completely.
everywhere they
Yes.
went, shit, they couldn't hear themselves talk. you
No,
know.
no, no, not because of the people screaming, because
Mm,
nobody screamed there, but, you know, because of the fact of being surrounded by a
so
lot
many
of
people.
people, yes, and signing without stopping, without resting, and it was a non-stop thing for more than 1 hour. Imagine, yes, it was completely crazy, super crazy for me. Up to now is, I would say that it was the, you know, the most highlight moment in
Sure.
our career as musicians, or as a front woman singer. Yeah,
Absolutely. Take
yeah,
that and remember that. And you know, it's gonna grow because you guys are constantly going out of your country. You're doing these bigger festivals, and I mean, what a place to network, because eventually I could see, this is just me, but I could see somebody like saying, hey, we need an opening act for this tour we're going to do. You guys
hmm,
could get the call. You know what I mean? And I think
yeah,
that could be very, very real.
hmm,
Um, would you guys be ready for that, though, is the question. Because, it's kind of hard to say, yeah, please, let's do that. But yet, oh, shit, we have a life,
yeah,
it's a gamble. It's a
yeah.
gamble.
For sure, it's a gamble and something that you more or less we are in a position. I mean, every band member more or less can handle with that in
Nice.
terms of yes
Leave of
of
absence.
yeah, for sure, because more or less we can ask for permission in our jobs, and we
Yeah,
can have like off days more or less.
sure.
Maybe then you have to uh, to exchange by doing extra hours or something like that, but or maybe without paying, without having your salary.
Right. But you would be paid, obviously as a band.
Exactly, so it's more or less like maybe I can be, yeah, more. I mean, yes, it's something that more or less, if we plan in advance or beforehand with like more 3 months, or at least three months,
You're
we,
right. You got it. You got it.
we can do it. We can do it easily. But another thing is, okay, imagine to be touring for 1 month without stopping. This right now, we had to make an agreement with the promoters and with
Oh,
the
very much so.
booking agency, or
Yes.
otherwise we have to pay the bills and
Well, sure. It's
like
a, it's a, it's a
every
lot
human.
to
Sorry.
handle. It's a lot to handle.
Exactly. But yeah, why not, we don't say no, we cannot reject anything, not for
Mm-mm.
now.
No,
Mm.
because I mean, it's not like you guys are doing this just for fun. You're not going to play in these other countries just because, just to say you did it. But you know what? Salute. I don't care, if that's what you want to do. But you guys are so fucking good. I
Thank
could
you.
definitely see, the more you do. I mean, you've played Portugal 5 times and now
Yeah.
you've done Austria. Word is going to spread. People are going to see that Napalm Records was in the house. How many bands can say that? That takes me back to the 80s when the American labels would literally go to shows to find their next band.
Yeah.
So you never know. That
Yeah.
could totally fucking pop up for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, because I do have some more questions, I want to let everybody out there, all you demons in the wonderful Black Flame universe, I want you to hear this band yet again. If you've heard them before, fucking ain't right. Hopefully you're following them on every platform that there
Platform.
is. But for a lot of you out there, this is brand fucking new. So here is Erzsèbet. Check it out. I still get chills every time I listen to that song because I'm still sitting here going, this voice is coming out of you.
Yes. It's
So
not a
good.
robot. It's not. It's me. It's me. Yeah. Obviously, after recording, you have the, you
Oh, sure.
can
The
add it.
fine tuning and touches and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I think, or maybe people, when we have the meet and greet, or when we have the chance to talk with the people from the crowd or the audience, they
Mhm.
always say, "Wow, you sound exactly the same like the record, or like
Yeah.
the
There it
track."
is right there. That's the biggest compliment you could ever get.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yes.
Hell yeah. Now, obviously, y'all demons out there, you know where you get your music from, and you definitely need to go like, follow, and share, whether it's Spotify, Pandora, whatever, however you get your music these days, YouTube. I mean, you can do it right there too. Make sure that you are following them all the way around. So, obviously, here you were doing two big shows, right? In July of this year.
Yeah.
And this, it's obviously a very touchy subject for us here at Reapers Underground. But you were on tour, and what was it like when you got the news that Ozzy passed away?
Well, I remember that day exactly. I went traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was traveling, but on my own, and it was very, it was, when you don't really believe that it's happening, the feeling that
Is
it
this
can be
really
true.
happening right now?
It
Yeah.
can be true because maybe 2 weeks before, he was completely okay. He was not okay, but he
Right.
was
But
playing.
he just did like the biggest send off show of his life.
Yeah, yeah. And but then I remember that I thought, well, he has been very lucky because
Yes.
he had the
Extremely.
chance to say farewell, a proper and a right farewell to his fans, to his family, to everyone who loves him.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the country and
Of course.
and not everybody can do that,
No,
is able
I
to do
don't think
that.
Lemmy didn't even get that,
Yeah.
for Motorhead.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people, not only singers, I mean, but actors as well, and
Yep.
but then it's like you see the both sides, and you see, okay, I feel mourned by his death, and because it's a shame. But then you think, oh, he had a great time. He squeezed his life until the last drop. I think, and yeah, and
It's actually a really great way to look at it. I call that looking at the brighter side of death. Uh, and for a lot of us, that was really difficult. Because I mean, I mourned cried like a baby back bitch, man, for like
Mhm.
a whole fucking week straight. And I know over here in the States, every radio station still to
Yeah.
this day takes 1 hour and plays nothing but Aussie hits.
Mhm.
Um, do you is there anything like that going on over there?
No, but here there was some like special programs
Oh,
here just
okay.
to pay tribute. And yeah, but it was not for the long week. It was
Well,
just
sure.
like maybe one day or during the weekend as well. But it was, yeah, and documentaries as well. They broadcast parts of the show, of the last show that he
Mm-hmm.
could offer in United Kingdom. So yeah, Here it was different, maybe because Ozzy it's like a big, the princess of darkness. Yeah, but the tributes that radio stations and were maybe just for 1 day, 2 days. Yeah.
No, then no. That's that. I only asked that question because I watched the funeral procession
Mm-hmm.
that you could see on the Black Sabbath cam. Now the final days of him documentary is going to be played on October the 7th. But again, and it's a testament that literally every country in every part of the world paid tribute
Yeah.
to him, the godfather of metal.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine, because I saw all the reports of metal bands that were in the midst of their tour, and they got the news like hours before going on stage, and it's like, what, we're going to play this one for the master.
Yeah. And not only metal bands paid
Right.
tribute during his touring, because even I think it was I don't know if it Lady Gaga as well. She
Yeah.
plays some like a performance with the screen on, projecting some.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember, but I saw
Oh,
in.
no, you're absolutely right.
Mm,
Post Malone, every time he does that song that they did a duet,
mm-hmm,
he plays Ozzy in the background. Uh,
mm-hmm,
and it's just wonderful.
yeah.
And it just goes to show you that metal is very much alive and well. And there's so many people across the world that say metal is dead. Is it
No,
really? No.
no,
And you
yeah.
guys are a shining example of that. And we can't wait to see what you're going to do next. That reminds me, have you guys, started writing for a new record, or
Yeah,
have some ideas?
yeah, that's one of the projects that we are in our hands nowadays, and we are starting working on new stuff, because from the experience of Austria, we had some offers, and I cannot say anything else. But the fact is that we have to bring new material.
Ah,
Yeah. Yes,
well,
yes, yes,
sure.
yes. Yeah.
So, um, can you enlighten us a little bit on, like, maybe what direction you might be going? Or, I mean, obviously we know the subject matter. What are you thinking about tackling?
Well, the thing is that so far we have been thinking, okay, maybe the countess and all the, the the murders and all the the historical resorts that we can. It's not historical resorts, but the legend
Yeah.
surrounded, no, surround the countess.
Mhm.
It's enough for us to get some inspiration, but it's you can take some steps forward.
Mhm.
um, and I but I don't want to say you
Oh,
to
no,
say that
but
to say
only
that.
what you're at liberty to say. I don't want you
Yeah,
to give it away.
we can. We are going to follow the topic. I mean, I don't want to, me neither my bandmates want to change the topic of the countess and everything,
Right.
but we are going to change the view, the perspective.
Sure.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, the perspective of the storytelling, not of the music, or because
Mhm.
not we are not going to play with another instruments or like
Well, no,
flutes or
obviously not. Because the formula, that you all have now is perfect.
Yeah.
all the way around, and the atmosphere. So, and a lot of people don't realize this, that particular part of history is very rich. There's so much more there than just the cliff notes of
Yes.
that time surrounding the Countess. So it's like the story Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's the way I kind of view it. Is there are parts of that novel that you could literally make a film out of one little section
Yeah.
out of that book and make a whole film on it. And they did that with The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which I thought was a phenomenal film. So you guys just taking, little bits, you're given a little bit each time. So, throughout the evolution of what you guys are writing and what you're doing, there's so much more still to be said, at least in my opinion.
Yes, it's we can think sometimes people when they ask, oh, but maybe it's you are constrained by the figure of by the character of Erzsèbet, if you are just following the myth, or let's say, of the legend. And I always, so no, we can do it as long as we have enough imagination to get some ideas from another points of view. And as it's more a question of being yes, creative than to follow, to stick to the script. We don't want to follow a script like if it was a film. No,
you guys are completely free, I think, in that aspect.
Yeah.
To tell as much as you want to, like you said, different viewpoints, different parts of the legend, because it's just like Vlad the Impaler. There's a lot more there than just what everyone sees at face value that was going on. So there's so many different ways you can come at it. So we look forward to that immensely. Cannot wait. When do you think you may have a new album? Do you have like a target?
You don't want to put pressure on us?
No, of course not.
Well,
it's more of a when do you hope to have this?
Oh, well, if we can snap off. Especially me, because I'm very impatient.
Right.
But no, I would say maybe we were talking about the end of next year.
Nice.
In 1 year time, maybe. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think, because obviously you're going to continue to do shows and more stuff. But as you guys are writing it, do you think you'll ever, like, some bands will try a song out live just to see how people react to it?
But we are not always allowed to do that, depending on the label. Sometimes they want to keep the things in secret until the album is released. And that's why we prefer not to play. But we don't know nowadays if we could release with another record label. We would like, because we are not very happy with the results of our current label. Yeah, because we hadn't enough support, from him, which is but from mistakes we can learn, obviously, and we made the mistake of rely on someone who maybe was not the good one. But
well,
life,
and that just comes
life is life.
That just comes with wisdom, because you just don't know until you spend enough time with an entity that's over what you guys are doing and putting your stuff out. So
so maybe that's why we are very humble, because we are growing up, step by step, and learning from every mistake that we made, and from everything, every tip that people can say about. It doesn't matter if they talk bullshit, but I always no, I'm
no, it's true.
yes, because sometimes people don't want to hear the bad reviews, but I love to hear because they can give you maybe even more than the good reviews.
Very true.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Because sometimes it's like, some people just do bad reviews because they just don't like anything new. You know what I mean? Or they're too immersed in one style, maybe a handful of bands that they feel that really, do it justice.
Yeah.
And then another band comes out that's, in that same box. And they're like, they don't hold up against the other ones. And you can always, that's one thing that I've always noticed about critics. You can tell the ones that are legitimate and you learn something from that. And then there's the ones that are just like, nah, it's just not good enough.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Fuck all that.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's a question of being, maybe I don't believe completely in my possibilities, but sometimes when I read a very good review from our performances or our shows, obviously my first reaction is like, wow, but then it's like,
wait a minute.
Seriously, it's like I cannot believe it. I don't know why, but it's like,
and that's that humble factor.
yeah, but sometimes the humble thing is maybe can be a very huge enemy, because it's like you're not moving forward because you think that always you cannot grow, or you cannot be so fantastic as the people they think that you are.
Right.
So maybe I have to go to the therapist.
No, you don't. That's when you go, I don't give two fucks about what you're saying because I like it. I know I sound good. My band loves it. And apparently other countries love it as well. So, you always have to take the good with the bad. That's just the way it is. But at the end of the day, you believe in what you're doing. You're working harder at it constantly. And that's why, like you said, you've played Portugal 5 times and they keep telling you that, man, it's like every time you guys come back, it's better, it's better, it's better. Yeah. Well, and that is the true evolution of a band. Ozzy wasn't perfect, when he first started. King Diamond wasn't perfect when he first started. None of these bands were. You listen to a lot of those early works and then you hear, let's say, 2, 3, 4 albums in, and it's like, they've arrived. They found their sound, the way they want to mix it, all of that stuff. And, like you said, the biggest compliment you can get is when somebody says, live, you sound exactly like the album. And that's the mark of a true musician.
Yeah. Or even people say to us that in life we are better, but not because of the sound, not just because of the sound. I mean, because of the show and everything that we offer. And
presence is everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. I kind of feel the same way about this band. That I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, Twin Temple. People, over here say, they're good on the album, but they're 10,000 times better live.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, they're not metal, which makes it even tougher. But, you know, it's that presence, that stage show. You're giving them an experience. Yes, the music speaks for itself, but at the same token, it comes down to each one of you in that band that is really bringing an experience to the audience that they'll remember forever.
Yeah.
So I applaud y'all for doing that.
Yeah. And another compliment that for me it's like, oh, I cannot believe it, is when people say, oh, you're like a stage animal, you know.
That's a hell of a way to put it.
Yeah, because then, you know, face to face, I'm, you know, more, you know, laid
Reserved?
back.
Yeah, laid back.
No, laid back, and always play jokes as well and things like that, and even not sweet because I'm not very cute, but you know, more, yes. and they cannot believe it. So, did you maybe take lessons or something related to theater, or you know, to perform as an actress and things like that? And never ever. And that's why they say, "Wow, so you are a stage animal." Well,
You know, and I love the fact that you brought that point up, because you know, there are actors and actresses, you know, especially independent horror, independent, you know, whatever the genre of film. Some of these folks have never been to film school. They never take, like you said, acting lessons, nothing like that. But you can always sometimes tell that you're like, wow, this person just naturally has this talent. Right. And a lot of it comes from just watching a shit ton of film. You know what I mean? The moviegoer. It's like, you know, Hollywood, what were you thinking? Why didn't you pluck people that, you know, can say this film, that line from that film from that year, you know, and like actually act it out. Which is why I think I have a job. So, but I am absolutely 1000% so proud to say that you can catch Erzsèbet in the upcoming Creep Footage 5, part of the double feature that is being released on this Halloween day. And there's a shot from
but this is the raw material. It's the raw material. Don't show it.
Well, I didn't show the whole thing, so you don't know what to expect.
No.
But so proud that you were, you know, wanting to do it, which, you know, I was just thinking, I'm like, what can we put in this film to even put it more over the top? Because obviously every actor, actress in the film has delivered some great scenes, and it's, you know, fully remote shot, all that type of thing. And I'm thinking to myself, there needs to be more darker imagery because of the story. And you were like the first person I thought of. So I was like, you know, hey, Kev, Kevin, what would you think about adding this into the film? Because you have a lot of, I guess you would call insane characters. You have possession characters. You have ghosts and spirits. And I'm like, well, the only thing we're missing is the ethereal ghosts and spirits. So I was thinking to myself, you know, just looking at you on, you know, on stage, some of your photos and stuff, I said, right there is what this film needs. And you delivered. You delivered 100%.
I did my best. I have to, well, I must confess that once you offer to, you know, to be in to participate or to join that short film, I thought, oh, but I'm not an actress.
You
So
don't have to be.
yeah, but it's like, for me, it's like a question of not being enough, professional, or not professional in terms of
Right.
I'm a star, but to do it not perfectly, but the best you can. And yeah, because I'm very, I'm very strict with myself, and every time that people offer me to play or to in some kind of role, I always say, but I'm not an actress, so what do you expect exactly from me? Because if I'm super bad memorizing lines, I cannot do it because I'm no, I have a very bad memory. Um,
Well, here's the thing. So, when you a director or anyone is looking for somebody that, creature acting is a very, very big thing in film. They have no lines.
yeah, that's the good thing. That was the good
So,
thing when you told me, no, you don't have to say
no,
anything.
there's no lines. It's just,
Perfect.
can you bring a tortured soul? Can you embody a tortured soul? One that is possessed, one that has, the evil within them, that kind of thing. And, I had watched some concert footage of yours, and, like I said, all the different photos and stuff. So I'm like, she could bring it. I think she really could. And I knew I was blown away. And then I sent it off to Kevin Jenserowski, and he was like, "Oh my goodness, thank you," in his Kevin voice. And I was like, "Yeah, I told you, I told you." That's one thing that Reaper has always had, is an eye for talent. Um, and it's not always about how can you deliver lines per se, because I started out as a creature actor before I ever did speaking parts. And it's all in the movement. It's in the environment in which you're moving in. And one of the things that I thought was particularly really, really fascinating about your scene is how you set it up. You know what I mean? It was perfect. It was dark. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you see it come out. So welcome to the Creep Footage family.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, I'm not about me. I've never been about me, but I've always been about helping others to elevate, get into things that, maybe they didn't think they could do. Just eye for talent. I've plucked bands, countless numbers of bands from across the United States, and brought them on the show because I was like, you guys have something, and I think everybody needs to know about it. And then suddenly you see that, their numbers go up and people are like, oh, this band's fucking great. Love it. And now they're buying their stuff. So, and with your aesthetic, and the music is just over the top fantastic. I will always be a big fan and always promote that. But I also could tell that you could do some of these things. Perfect example, The Nun. Okay.
Yeah.
The Nun film series.
Yeah.
Never said one line, but man, she could give you a look that would make you freeze to stone. You know what I mean? And scare the shit out of you. So, if you're not comfortable doing lines, fine. Bring the scary.
but and sometimes you're right, because sometimes it's even harder to to give the feeling to the audience, especially on when you are in a movie. There's more distance. Sometimes it's even, you can be more scary and creepier even when you are not saying anything. When you are not saying anything, sometimes it's because the mystery and everything. It's yeah, and the way you are smiling, even the way you're smiling.
Yes.
Yes,
It can
yes,
literally put the chills down your spine,
yeah.
and you don't know how to feel at that
Mm,
point. You know
mm,
what I mean?
mm.
You're like, suddenly the audience is feeling uncomfortable and like, oh, what's going to happen next, kind of thing. So yeah, definitely when y'all out there in the Black Flame universe sees the 5th installment, because remember, it's a double feature. So you
Yeah.
get part 4 and part 5 together all on one unholy night. And I don't know. I'm just jazzed as fuck because I am the caretaker of this asylum. So I already know what is coming for them, but I'm even more excited that now you are a part of it, and it's going to make it that much more. Oh man, I mean, euphoric for me, but it's probably going to be surreal for everybody else. You know what I mean?
Let's see what happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And as soon as I get physical copies, I will make sure to send that to you. Because obviously I go to all the horror cons and always try to spread the dark word of all of the works that I'm involved in. So happy to have you on board. Thank you so much for doing that. And thank you for joining me again on this year's Halloween Havoc 2025. Man, I cannot believe this year is almost over. And it's been an exciting year. It's been a tough year, exciting at the same time. And it's great to see that you guys had a very, very successful tour. And we all can look forward now to new music from Erzsèbet.
Yeah.
Shameless plug time. Let's make sure you're telling the peoples where to find your band.
On Instagram, yeah, the Instagram account is Erzsèbet Music, and then the Instagram. There we have Facebook as well. I think the Facebook account is named maybe Erzsèbet Band or Erzsèbet Music. I don't know because I have no Facebook. Sorry,
It's up there.
I'm the worst person. I know I'm the worst person to talk about the social networks.
No, you're doing well.
Oh no, I am super bad. Uh, I'm not the right community manager of the band. Luckily, I'm not behind the social
You're the
networks from the
talent.
band. Well,
Let everybody else pull the puppet strings. You don't have to.
Yes, I'm the one.
Right.
Yeah. Well, not. I mean, my bandmates. I always say that everyone has to have its own talent,
Of course.
and skilled. And all of us we are very different,
Sure.
which is good because one can be maybe the best doing the social networks and
Yeah,
everything.
everybody's got their own talents.
Exactly. Another is strong enough to move the things, from one way to another or driving.
Yep.
In my case, I don't know what my talent is, but well,
Kicking ass and taking names. That is your talent. Hell
but
yeah.
yes, okay, I repeat the social networks. Yes,
Mhm.
we have Instagram. Let me check exactly the name. Yes, Instagram is Erzsèbet
Mhm.
Erzsèbet Music.
Yep.
Exactly, Erzsèbet Music.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have another, but I don't know if we have. Oh, on YouTube, but we don't have many things posted on YouTube.
Well, you can catch like your music video there, and probably your music period, because some people get their music off YouTube as well.
I have to say one thing. It's not. It's still in process.
Sure.
It's not unfinished. It's not finished. I mean, it's still unfinished. But we are working on a documentary.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Who doesn't love a good documentary of the behind the scenes as well as live footage and things of that sort?
yeah, things like that. Because I've been growing up. I remember when I was teenager
Mm-hmm.
many years ago.
Stop
I
it.
Yes, I used
You're
to
like
watch.
22 years old.
Oh,
Stop it.
thank you, thank you. This is the blood, the blood. Every time,
Every time you take the blood, you're younger.
yes, from
Love
my
it.
younger students. No, so yes, I'm. It's like, a kind of thing that I always love to have,
Hmm.
like a documentary from. I don't know. Maybe in United States you were more used to watch MTV, reports and things like that. But
Maybe
not
back in the 90s.
yes, in the 90s, no, no, not from now, but back then. But in the 90s, here, or at least me, I was a huge fan of the documentaries from the BBC.
Hell yeah. Oh, the BBC was great at that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and that's why I thought, oh, why I have to wait until someone wants to, you know, I can
Right.
do it by myself, and I'm doing a
Totally.
documentary.
Why the fuck not? I think that's another way to further Erzsébet into, the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great way to do it. You can offer it. Uh, and, those that are fans, they're going to buy that shit. And, or, even if you want to, like, let's say, post it to YouTube,
Mhm.
you can be like, we have a new documentary on the band. Come see it. It's here. Next thing you know, you're driving all your views, all your, subscribers and everything else.
Mhm.
I mean, fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Shit. Hopefully you'll throw, Reaper's Underground in there too.
Well, I can, with
Two
your
seconds. Just 2
permission.
seconds. Just
No,
2 seconds.
just 2 seconds, or maybe maybe we can talk later about this.
Right. I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I need some material from from the interviews and things like that.
Oh,
So
that'd
yeah,
be cool as hell.
yeah.
I'd be honored. I was joking at first, but now it's like, oh, okay. You're open to the idea. Well, shit. Oh, man. But thank you so much for joining us again, especially for Reaper's Halloween Havoc Season 2. I started early this year because let's face it, as soon as August dies, September hits, you start, you pull out your typo negative, and you're waiting for those leaves to start turning red and orange and all that shit, and you start smelling the bonfires out in the wind. It's spooky season. I mean, is it spooky for me 24/7, 365 a year? Absolutely. But for everybody else, that is
Mhm.
when it really does kick in. And I couldn't think of a better band to kick it off with, and
So thank you.
totally appreciate it. Every time you comment, it's just an absolute pleasure. And from all of us here at Black Flame Entertainment, all the demons and addicts out there in the comment section, and everybody watching all over the world, appreciate you stopping by, hanging out with us. And again, look forward to seeing Erzsèbet in Creep Footage 5 on Halloween during the double feature, as well as new music. And for those that are discovering your music in the first place, what a treat. You know what I'm saying? So get over there. Make sure you're following Erzsèbet on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, all the things.
Yeah, Spotify, yes.
Get all the things. Because this music is definitely heartfelt. It's passionate. And let's face it, it's like, you know, the Incredible Hulk on steroids. If you love black metal and you love symphonic black metal, this is definitely the band for you. So hopefully, you know, you have a wonderful weekend. And we're just getting started here on Black Flame Entertainment, because later on this evening, Tracks of the Damned. We have a special edition for you tonight at 8 p.m. We're going to be talking about two bands that are so illegal they could do prison time because of satanic panic across certain areas of the world, and they've been deemed as heretics. So we're going to be talking about them. And don't forget tomorrow, it's today's Friday. So Saturday is tomorrow. And if you are ready to sin, you're ready to laugh, you're ready to have the best fucking time of indulgence you could possibly enjoy, join us on the goddamn program tomorrow night. Definitely a fantastic show is awaiting you. So as you're about to maybe finish the workday, you're looking forward to the after party this evening, make sure that you put some Erzsèbet on the stereo.
Yeah,
and
you should.
Always stay heavy.
Thank you for joining us on Reaper's Underground. Stay tuned for more from Black Flame